Before you can sell the most popular brands on Amazon, you typically have to get ungated or approved to sell those name brands. But did you know that there are hundreds, sometimes even thousands of profitable brands that you can go out and sell right now and get auto-ungated to sell? In this video, I'm going to find profitable products in one of those auto-ungated brands for most Amazon sellers, and I'm going to show you how to find more auto-ungated brands and give you a huge list of more brands that you might be able to get auto-ungated to sell. So let's just go ahead and dive into the computer over here, and I'm going to show you this brand that pretty much any new seller can sell. I'll show you how we can find products here. And so let's just go ahead and dive into it. So one of the brands that you're gonna be able to sell on pretty much any seller account is ColourPop. This is just a pretty classic kind of cosmetics brand in this case. And if you're not exactly sure where to start, I've got this full spreadsheet full of over 1,800 brands that you can go in here and test out and try to get auto-ungated on your account. Mileage is gonna vary here because the more you sell on Amazon, the more you can get auto-ungated to sell. But a lot of times, even with a brand new seller account, you're gonna be able to auto-ungate a ton of these brands and unlock a bunch of potential for your business. And as you're going through that auto-ungating list, if you're trying to figure out what you can already sell without invoicing, what you're going to do is go over to Seller Central right here. I'm on the Add a Product tab of the Seller Central interface. I'm just going to punch in one of those ASINs here. In this example, I just typed in DeWalt, and for me, I'm going to press Apply to Sell right here. That's going to take me to a screen that looks like this, where I can press Request Approval. And in my case, since DeWalt is a pretty premium, really good brand, it's still asking me for invoicing to actually get approved to sell this brand. If you get to this screen, don't let this stop you. This isn't a, oh, I can't sell this brand at all. Basically, it just means that we need to go to a profitable retailer or wholesaler, buy 10 DeWalt branded items and submit them to Amazon. If you go through this ungating process, you click Apply to Sell, and then it just says, congratulations, you're approved to sell it. And that means you can sell pretty much any brand on Amazon now without having to submit invoices for that brand in the first place. One of those brands that should work for all of you guys while I'm recording this is ColourPop. So let's just go ahead and dive in. I'll show you how to source through these auto-ungated brands. And if you want that full spreadsheet of all the other brands you can try, I'll leave a link down below for that. So let's just go ahead and dive into it here, and I'll show you what to look for. The first thing I'm interested in here, in pretty much any brand we want to source, is to specifically look at items that are on sale, right? If we can find something that's on sale, it gets, more expensive tomorrow. That's obviously ideal because then we have less competition to worry about in the long run, kind of thing. So let's just go ahead and start opening up some of these listings here. And using this website, I'm going to be able to show you two ways that you can find more products in these auto-ungated brands so you can start making your first sales on Amazon right away. I'm just going to start popping open some of these listings here. For the most part, I'm just opening anything that's massively discounted. Obviously, the cheaper it is, the higher chance it is going to be of being profitable. So these that are marked down from $9 down to $2, I'm pretty interested in checking those out. But I would assume between all of these listings here, we'll probably be able to find some interesting stuff here. Let's go ahead and dive in. And this is where our first paid product research tool comes in. This is called SellerAmp, and it basically shows you a ton of the search results for a certain item that you're looking at. So like in this example, I just clicked the Chrome extension and it automatically grabbed the title for me and searched it on Amazon. And this is really useful because it saves me a bunch of time of clicking back and forth to Amazon. And this way I can just quickly zoom in and see which of these might be profitable for me to sell. And in this case, we might have something profitable right away, right? So we can see this looks to be the same item to me. It says it's unboxed here. Looks like we're just going to get this one kind of unboxed pencil. And this over here says I need to be able to buy it for about $5.50 for me to be making a profit. And in this example, it seems like I can buy these for about $3.50. So these could be interesting. Let's open up that Amazon listing there. I also want to see if there's any other examples where we might be able to find one of these that we can buy for $3.50 or less and find profitably. So I'm just scrolling down. So here's one more, right? The problem with this is the best sellers rank. So this is the BSR, if you've heard that term before. The closer it is to 1, the closer it is to the fastest selling item in that category. And I typically try to stay in the top 1% or about 150,000. I'll open this up to show you what I mean and why this is important, but I bet this is going to sell a little bit too slow, right? So I open this one up here, and yeah, it only sells 9 times a month. If we check out the chart on SellerAmp down here, we can see a couple important things in the data. And this is what you'll need to get good at reading if you want to be a successful Amazon seller. So you can see that buy box price line has been pretty normal, pretty standard around that $10 price point. So that's one issue, right? The fact that this is normally about $10 means that we're making a little bit less than our ideal profit here. I try to make at least $3 profit on every sale. And I'm also noticing, see how the green line drops every now and then? On items like this, the movement in the sales rank line is showing me how fast the item is selling. So you can see it go up in sales rank as it sells slower and slower, and then it drops all of a sudden. That shows me that somebody bought the item right there. But when I zoom in on here, I'm not seeing too many sales at all. I'm not seeing anything that's super interesting. If we compare that to this other listing that seems a lot more promising, you can see how that sales rank line is like constantly dropping, going back up a little bit, dropping a lot more. That's showing me that this sales rank is staying really stable. There's plenty of sales going on this listing. I can also see it's an 11,000 bestsellers rank. So that's pretty good, honestly. And that's over 1,000 sales per month. If we plug in our cost price, which on this one is $3.50, we're going to be able to sell this for, right now, it's actually $13.81 on Amazon. So it's even more profitable. We actually make $5 right now. We can see how much competition we have. And yeah, so even like our cheapest competitor, they're at $13.18, which is that price that was pulling up. And even then we're making a pretty solid profit. So something like this is a great example of a product that you could go ahead and flip on your Amazon store. And let me just go ahead and dive into a couple more of these, even just out of curiosity. Let's see if we can find another product, and I'll still go ahead and break down how you can find some of these brands in a different method that might make a little bit more sense as a new Amazon seller. So something like this, I'm seeing a lot of like really high bestsellers ranks. And this is why having a tool like this is really useful, is we can just quickly decide if it's worth us digging deeper on a listing or not. In this case, I'm not really seeing too much that shows me it's selling. So let's go ahead and check out these other like lip pencils here. Let's see, we got like these overtime lip pencils. These are decently high sales ranks. I'm not seeing too much going on there. Sometimes it can be useful. I'm just going to add the brand name too. Basically what SellerAmp is doing is it's just grabbing this title here. And if we want to add the brand name, that might help us find some other search results. So we can see, here's like a big pack of them. We can see if we can find those. Sourcing products on Amazon is all just about getting inspiration and diving down different rabbit holes, seeing what you can find. And in this case, I want to see if we can find this little lip alt or whatever they're calling it here. Okay, so these are, okay, so those are sold out. That is unfortunate. Yeah, so usually that would be pretty close to profitable. Say we need to buy those for 18 bucks. They're selling for 33. So if you want to be reminded when this type of stuff comes back in a store, it's always a good idea just to go in here and punch in your email address. And then your email address kind of starts turning into a rolling cascade of good leads that you can find. But just because those other couple products didn't work there, I want to show you just a different way that you can source through these items here. Specifically, when you have one of these brands that you're auto ungated to sell, you've gone through this list that you can check out down below. You've figured out a couple brands that you can sell profitably. Let's just go ahead and open up some of these other storefronts here, because they've already done the work of finding profitable ColourPop items, right? And so, yeah, so right here, we can see it up on SellerAmp. I'm just going to filter down to specifically those ColourPop leads, and then we can dig a little bit deeper and see if any of those are going to be, you know, somewhat profitable for us, right? So these we have to buy for like next to nothing. So maybe the price dropped or something like that on them. This one right here, we could check out. Let's see if we can get these for $10 or not. Sweet. So those are about 20 right now. So yeah, we need to buy those for 10. Nothing worth checking out, right? You can see how fast that is. Number one, we got a list of 5 products that another seller had already done the work of figuring out what's profitable, what's not, what's worth me selling. And then we can dive in and really just only cherry pick their best stuff. So this right here is that item we came from. We know that one is profitable. See, they got one ColourPop product, so that's gonna be the one we came from. This storefront, it looks like they're selling a couple other like auto ungated brands. This is like a good gem if you made it to this part in the video. Is Stafford is typically an auto ungated brand, as is Bombas. So those are both some interesting things you could check out there. I would assume, based on the fact that SellerAmp is showing me that this seller is selling a ton of auto ungated brands, I bet if you went and dove in here and you can see, oh, what's Huel? I've never heard of this before. Let me see if I can get auto ungated in this. And based on the types of sellers we're looking at using SellerAmp here, we could use the products that they've already found as number one, what are the best products in that brand that I know I'm auto ungated in? And number two, what are other brands that you've found, fellow new Amazon seller, that were auto ungated for you? And you can dive in and see what you might be able to get auto ungated to sell there. So this is just a quick one here for you today. Go ahead and test that out if you're a new Amazon seller trying to unlock some new potential in your business. If you don't already have SellerAmp, which is the tool that we were using to find those profitable products, make sure you check out the free trial down below. Also, let me know if you have any questions, comments, anything like that. And also check out that auto ungating list that I made for you. It's all down in the description. But I really appreciate you watching this video, and I will see you next time.